The disciples asked, "Tell us how our end will be." And he said, "Have you already discovered the beginning, that you ask about the end? For where the beginning is, there the end will be also. Blessed is the one who stands in the beginning and recognizes the end, and will not taste death." A saying shaped like a circle. It begins where it ends. It speaks of time, and yet it breaks its boundaries. The human being asks about the end, about what comes, about what remains. But the saying does not answer with comfort, but with a riddle. How can you understand the end if you have never recognized the beginning? In this video on Saying 18 of the Gospel of Thomas, we look into the question of how our end will be and why its answer lies hidden in our origin. We all carry this question within us. How will it end? Will something remain, or will everything fade into nothing? It is the oldest fear of humankind, not knowing where the path leads when the final day arrives. And so we search for answers in religion, in science, in signs scattered across the sky. But the saying begins with a counter-question. It turns our gaze around. Have you discovered the beginning? As if to say, you cannot understand the end as long as you do not know where you have come from. The philosopher Martin Heidegger wrote that the human being is the only creature who lives in the awareness of its end, and is therefore forced to ask. But the one who looks only at the end forgets the origin. And the one who forgets the origin lives as if life were a line and not a circle. The saying reminds us that the end does not stand at the edge, but is hidden in the innermost place, where everything began. Now the gaze opens towards that inner forgetting, the state in which the knowledge of the beginning has quietly faded. We live caught in a river made of days. We count birthdays, lose years, and call it life. But in truth, it is more like a falling, drifting away from the beginning, slipping into forgetting. The human being believes they are moving forward. Yet every goal reached fades in the very moment it is grasped. We live toward tomorrow and miss today, because we imagine that time will carry us somewhere. The German mystic Meister Eckhart said, "Time is what separates the human being from God. For God dwells in the now, in the stillness before the first thought. Whoever is lost in the current of time does not lose God, but loses themselves." Perhaps that is why we fear the end so deeply, because it reminds us of what was forgotten at the beginning. The quiet knowledge that our life has its root in the one who created us. Now, the gaze turns back to the origin, to the place where the circle begins and gently returns to itself. The beginning. It is not a point in time. It is the breath before you ever breathed, the light that shone within you before you even had a name for it. Whoever forgets the beginning lives only in echoes. They search outside for what already rests within. They chase the years they themselves create and ask about the end because the origin was lost. Albert Camus once wrote, "In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me lay an invincible summer." His words remind us that life is not a road forward, but a circle turning inward. As long as we forget the beginning, we see the end as an enemy. But the one who remembers that every becoming is a return begins to disarm death. For beginning and end are not opposites. They are the two eyes of the eternal, looking into one another. Now, the path leads us to the point where beginning and end meet, and the circle begins to reveal itself. It is said that at the center of every circle there rests a silent point. It does not move, yet everything turns around it. So it is with beginning and end. They do not meet at the outer edge, but in the deepest point of being, where movement and stillness become one, and becoming and passing lose their opposition. The Hermetic teacher Hermes Trismegistos said, "The end is hidden in the beginning, and the beginning is fulfilled in the end." Whoever understands this realizes that creation was not a single moment, but the continuous breath of God. We live within that breath, between inhaling and exhaling, between birth and death. And yet our lives are part of this breath in motion. When you grow still, you can feel that point within you. It is neither yesterday nor tomorrow, but eternally present. And perhaps this is the place the saying points to, where beginning and end meet, and you realize that you are never abandoned. From here, the view widens towards what remains when death loses its power. The saying tells us, "Blessed is the one who stands in the beginning, who recognizes the end, and will not taste death." How can someone not taste death? Is it possible to die without ceasing to be? Perhaps the saying does not speak of physical death, but of the end of separation, of awakening into the nearness of the one who created you. For the one who becomes aware of their true origin does not die in the darkness of forgetting. They return to the knowledge that everything comes from God and returns to Him. In its inner meaning, this tells us a human being comes to realize that their existence is rooted in God, connected to the life that flows from Him, and to the eternity that exists only in Him. The Church Father, Gregory of Nyssa, wrote that the soul does not perish, but moves from form to form, growing ever deeper into the knowledge of the one who brought it into being. This is not meant as comfort, but as a sign. Everything you lose transforms you. Dying is no longer a fall, but a homecoming. It is as if you were waking from a long dream that made you believe you were only a body in time. When you begin to see death in this way, everything changes. You let go of what once held you and step into a deeper freedom. Now we approach the final threshold, the moment in which the human being returns to the origin. There is a moment when everything becomes still. No thought, no aim, no striving, only presence. In this stillness, awakening begins, not as an event, but as a return. a quiet recognition of what was never truly lost. The mystic Meister Eckhart said, "A person should become so empty that God can work within them without hindrance. This is the state of the beginning, pure, undivided, receptive. When you reach this inner stillness, you begin to see beginning and end rest in the same light. Birth and death are only waves on the surface of the eternal. And you understand that your life is held by the one who has always been. And perhaps blessed means this: to stand at the beginning, not outside of time, but in the very midst of life, awake to the one who remains forever." The end is not a doorway into nothingness, but a return to the one who brought you into being. Whoever recognizes the beginning understands the end, for they see that everything comes from God and returns to Him. Then death loses its sting, for it is not the end, but a passage from the visible to the eternal, from separation into nearness. Blessed is the one who stands in the beginning and recognizes the end, for they have understood that every life is a journey toward God, and that homecoming begins where the heart entrusts itself to Him.